Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me for this behind the scenes. We are filming Daily Spark TV today, and I'm excited to have Dr. Susan Merritt, who's going to be one of my guests. Now, she has written 3 books. One is entitled The Culture of Hope, Founded on Faith. Another is The Gift of Seeing Angels and Demons, a handbook for discerners of spirit, and Reformation Trilogy. I am intrigued by those titles, and I think others will be as well. I want to ask you, what inspired you? Have your PhD, but what inspired you to also add author to your title?
Well, when I was a teenager, I wrote a few ill-fated romance things that I never had the confidence to share with anyone or get published. So I've wanted to write, or felt led to write, for a very long time. Never had the time as my children were growing up, as I went to school, as I got, I was teaching. I started my PhD some years before I retired, and that came about, and the reason I mention this is one of my books is an expansion of my PhD dissertation. But I had found that I had some bizarre spiritual experiences that finally found out that it was pointing to a gift of the Holy Spirit called discerning of spirits. And so I wanted to study that, and couldn't find anything written on that subject specific. There are lots of books on spiritual warfare, but not specifically on discerning of spirits. As it is, I think my book and one other, there's one book that's been published in the last year by somebody else about the subject. But as far as I know, when mine was published, that was the first time ever that anything like that had been published. So the dissertation was on discerning of spirits, and my mentor, Gil Stiglitz from Principles to Live By, said he wanted to publish my book, because knowing that there were other people out there like myself looking for information and not finding it. And so I expanded it into a full book-length document, and so that's what came out as The Gift of Seeing Angels and Demons, a handbook for discerners of spirits. So it kind of was a process of kind of getting back to my roots of writing. But then I knew when my husband went through cancer the first time some years ago, that what we had to share in terms of our experience with the promises of God, again, other people looking for help and encouragement in terms of, what do I do now? Where is God in the midst of all this pain? And so I knew that that book would be written eventually, and once I retired, once I finished my dissertation in the other book, I was able to focus on, because I had all the notes and everything written down, I had kept a journal during that time. And so it became the book called The Culture of Hope, Founded on Faith. The faith to believe the promises of God is where the hope comes from. And so the other one was the Reformation Trilogy, was based on a paper that I had done for my master's degree, and it fit because 500th year of the 95 thesis, October 31st, I think 2016, I think was it, that we celebrated that, and so it came out in October of 16.
Awesome, awesome. I love how God allows us to do things kind of in our timing, so we think, but it is absolutely in His perfect timing. And when it happens, we're able to see how we are so intertwined into other things. How you were able to go, oh my goodness, look at what today is, and it really makes it all connected, and it becomes such an awesome thing. Well, Dr. Susan Merritt, thank you so much for spending time. I can't wait to do our filming on Daily Spark TV. Thank you so much for being a guest today.
Thank you very much for having me.
And you guys, I can't wait until you see this particular episode. It's going to be awesome. She has so much to share. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye.